Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Uneducation Station. I am Arthur, or Anuki, and today is a very special day because today, for the first time ever in Uneducation, Uned Station history, Zach, we have a guest.
We have
Hello.
a guest.
We have a guest.
Hi.
Who are you?
I don't know.
We picked up a random homeless man from the street, and he said he wanted to join, so we're gonna go for it.
Hello. My name is Alec, or Sweeney266. You might recognize me from either of these boys' streams. I have been on a couple times, and I have come today to wreak havoc upon this.
Lots of havoc.
Yes.
Yeah, this is basically going to be the most chaotic and unorganized.
Or not.
Or maybe it might go
It
really
might
well.
just not. We might just sit here and stare at each other
Yeah.
for an hour.
Just stare longingly into each other's eyes and just...
Audio listeners are so confused right now.
You know, I forget.
I'm a head out.
So, you already introduced yourself, but yes, he has been in my streams and Zach's streams and his own streams, and we're usually playing COD together. And not so much anymore, but hopefully we can get back to that, but that's besides the point. We've brought him today to just add another guest because this will be, like I said, the first time we've ever had a guest on the show. And this is more or less a test. You're the guinea pig, Alec. I'm sorry. But this is more or less a test to see if this all works now that we have a second mic for you, and now that a third mic rather for the set. This is going to be a really interesting episode, and frankly, y'all might not see it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm really hopeful that this is something that we can kind of figure out as we go along.
Well, it would be nice if we can get guests. So yes,
Yeah,
it would be great
yeah,
if we could figure this out.
I mean, you know, it's constantly changing. There's a constant evolution of us changing
Things
the
just
set.
happen.
Yeah, things are just happening, and it's great. It's a great time.
It's a great time.
Alec, thank you for coming and hanging out with us.
Of course.
Now, this is going to sound really awkward, especially because of what happened, but I'd like for you guys to explain how you guys met. Because
wait.
I know. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say you should explain how you met.
Yeah, well,
him.
I met Alec from you, Zach. So
Yeah.
I basically protruded into your friend group, as I protrude into many friend groups.
Which is fine.
I'm good at penetrating, and we're gonna ask if how do you guys met, basically. So we're gonna get awkward. This is gonna be the icebreaker episode number 2. Last one was episode 2. Icebreaker episode number 2.
Yes. So Alec and I met because I dated his sister, and
Nice.
and it was like a short, basically meaningless high school relationship, as most are.
As they are.
And we started hanging out a lot before we even broke up, and I just never left you alone.
Yeah.
And it was really fun because when we first really started hanging out like all the time, it became like us staying up all night listening to music and
Going to the skate park at 7 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, it was a great time.
Great times.
Yes, great times indeed.
The vibes.
The vibes. And then we started playing games together and streaming together, and you, along with Arthur, are both the reason why I wanted to start streaming in the first place. Because you had a great time, and I loved watching you get really angry at video games.
I do that a lot.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. It's a fun time. A lot of people like watching that for some reason. I don't know.
I don't know. And
Sociopaths. No, not wrong word. Sadists?
Sadists?
Sadists. Is it sadist? Is it pronounced sadist?
Sadism?
sadism?
A?
Eh?
With an A? Sade? That's not sad.
Sadist.
Sadist.
Yeah.
Why? There's no E though.
The I is the E.
What do you mean the I is
It's
the
pronounced that way.
English is a stupid language,
E? I hate
Arthur.
English. Why do you think I'm learning Japanese? Fucking hell, bro. All right, go on.
Yeah. And so we all started playing games together and just having a time. And it was really fun when we had the entire Goon Squad together and we were playing Uno.
Yeah,
and
those Uno games were...
Those Uno games were fantastic, man.
I really
Holy
loved getting
moly.
plus 20 and almost breaking my desk.
It is great. I'm surprised with those are late night, bro. I'm surprised you can get away with that.
Yeah, those were definitely some really interesting times.
But yeah, it was. We got to play more Uno. You know, we got to play more games. This is gonna be the show to convince everybody to stream again because I'm the only one who still streams. regularly.
Yeah.
There you go. I do every week, except I'm missing this weekend because we're having a grad party thing going on downstairs, actually. So I'm glad that we have very close proximity microphones because it's going to get pretty loud downstairs. But that's okay. So my brother actually graduated. His graduation was
yesterday.
Thursday.
What day is it today? Saturday.
Saturday.
How did I forget that today's Saturday?
I don't know. We only shoot on Saturdays. It's crazy.
I don't know, dude.
But it was his graduation yesterday, and I went to his graduation. It was really cool because it was my high school, same high school. So it was cool. I got to see some teachers again. You were there too, Zach.
Yeah, I was there because I was helping with the company that shoots the photos for graduation.
That's cool. So what exactly did you do? Because you were not just doing photos, you're doing some other, or was it just mainly photos and I just happened to catch you not doing photos?
So basically what I was doing is I was going through the list of graduates and making sure that they were going up on stage in the right order.
Fun.
So
if they didn't go in the right order, you're gonna burst out the room and like, hey, wait,
no,
go back,
pick them up and drag them up.
Hey, this is not your turn yet.
It is not your time.
No,
the bell doesn't dismiss you. I do.
That was some stupid teacher bullshit.
Hey man, that actually didn't happen a lot for my teachers. Only like one or two.
I mean, that happened a lot for me too. Anyways, going back, so I was basically assisting the photographers, and my cousin was one of the photographers, and so he was just like, yo, come help me with this. And so I was basically getting paid to read a list and see that people who were supposed to be there were there, and then the people who were supposed to be going in a right order went in a right order. And there was literally like 20 names that just didn't get called.
No, my Alvin noticed that too, or my brother Alvin. He was like, there was a bunch of names that didn't get called, and I was like, wow,
man,
sucks
to suck, dude. Okay, if there was 1 year to not graduate high school, I don't understand why this year was the year.
I mean, last year actually more so because last year was the drive-in. Like there was a driving graduation. I would hate to have to do a driving graduation. That would have sucked. Now the graduation ceremony, that type of stuff. I mean, as you're participating in it, it's kind of like, I just want to leave or whatever. But it is an important moment to look back on. So
yeah,
it is an important thing.
Yeah, and it was kind of cool because that was the first really graduation that I've gone to since our high school graduation.
Yes, same.
And so it was definitely really weird just kind of seeing how it went and just seeing all of the seats that were separated.
Yeah.
And the class wasn't nearly as big as it looked. It's just everybody was spread out, and it was just super awkward.
Definitely. Yeah, it was very weird, and everybody was, the chairs were so far apart because of the whole social distancing thing, but it's going away now. Now that the CDC's nuts, they decided that to remove the masks now, so that's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Now, I do have a question, though. Do you
What's
guys plan to keep your masks on anyways? Just in general?
That's actually a good question. I haven't really thought about that.
Because I've talked with Zach a lot about it, how like even though, the masks are lifted now technically as of recording, I don't know, technically, right? As long as you're vaccinated, of course, you technically don't have to have a mask on, right? But now that it's kind of like, it's so weird to not have one outside, for me at least. For me, like I couldn't be caught outside without a mask just because it feels so normal because we've been doing it for a whole year, over a year now at this point.
Yeah, and the weird thing is that we got into the routine of just kind of always having a mask on you, and every time you go into a building, you got to put on a mask and all of that kind of stuff. But I don't really know if I would keep a mask on like after this. I mean, obviously, until I get vaccinated, like that's gonna be like
yes.
Yeah, and the main reason why I felt like it was necessary for me to wear a mask was to make sure that if I had something that I didn't want it to give it to other people, and obviously I don't want to get it from anybody else. But if I'm vaccinated and there's no real reason for me to need to wear a mask, then I might not. But if I was sick and I was going to the store, like I'm gonna wear a mask because that's like, duh.
Yeah, but in the past that wasn't how it went. If you were sick. And you really need to go to the store, then you went to the store. But now masks, the reason why I bring it up because like wearing masks like regularly is more of a thing that happens in the East rather than in the West, right? At least that's something that I noticed.
Yeah.
And we talk about this a lot, but Now that it's more, it's been normalized to do so in the West here. Like, I think we might start seeing people just wearing masks to wear masks, even if they're leaving outside. What about you, Alec?
I'm pretty much planning to keep wearing one until it's lifted 100%.
Yeah, same. Because you never know, right?
Yeah. Just to be as safe as possible.
Because I hate. So when the day of when it happened, of the day of when the day after, I guess technically, of when it was lifted, my parents were watching the news and it was so glorified. It was like, oh, we're finally free from this prison of our face, and I'm like, relax, it wasn't that bad. like everybody was like, let's go, and they're taking it off, and everybody was hugging, and it was like just a bunch of white people celebrating not being able to wear masks and stuff, and they're hugging each other, and they're like, oh, we're finally free. I'm like, relax.
The most it inconvenienced me is I got a couple pimples. That's it.
Right? Yeah, same. My acne flared up again.
Yeah.
And that was it. But it doesn't matter because nobody saw it.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter. I don't know, dude.
I mean, okay, the funny thing for me was that
I mean, it's good that they're going and coming off.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but did it have to be that glorified?
No.
Like,
not at all.
is it not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the funny thing for me is that the beard actually came from quarantine because I was wearing a mask all the time. I was wearing a mask to work, all of that kind of stuff, and so I was like, "Fuck it, dude! I'm gonna grow a beard and just see what happens." And now
you can't.
Now
you can't shave it.
I can't shave it. It's like I feel like I would go back to looking like I'm 16, and you know.
You see where my predicament is.
Yeah,
I can't grow a beard. I'm trying though.
I'm in the same place as you.
Yeah, well, to be fair though, it's definitely more than it used to be.
Yeah.
Like, because you know that the whole stigma, or not stigma, the myth of like the more you shave, the more it grows out.
It's false.
I know it's false, but I know it's false, but it feels like it though. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna believe in the superstition
placebo.
because it just makes me happier. Okay, Alec.
Yeah.
It makes me happier.
Okay, no, if there's no hair to shave, then like
Well,
that's
I'm not
gonna
shaving.
change.
I'm not shaving the skin and just hoping it appears. No, if the more I shave what I have, it just appears more. But it's more like it because if I didn't shave, it would have grown anyways. I know, but it just makes me happier. Okay.
So one thing that I will say is that I figured this out strangely when I was growing out my hair, but the way that your hair grows is the more that you cut it, kind of the faster that it starts to grow.
Aha.
But
So,
it doesn't.
So it is right. Get fucked.
No, but
Get fucked. That's right. I'm gonna keep shaving. I'm gonna keep shaving my bare skin.
No. That's not. That's
I
not.
know.
That's not
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
keep
saying.
shaving. He confirmed me.
But
Actual scientist on the field, by the way.
I mean, I have a beard.
So he's an expert.
First-hand experience.
So from my first-hand bearded experience
Amongst of men with no beards.
amongst men with no beards, the more that you cut it, I don't know if it's the faster that it grows, but I found that when I was first growing it out and I was like trimming it, it would just start growing a little bit faster and a little bit thicker, but it didn't like fill in at all until I just kind of left it alone for a while, and then it started to just kind of fill in on its own, which was kind of weird.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that you should just like not shave for like a year
Yeah.
in hopes to try to grow a beard, because
Yeah.
I don't think that that's gonna work.
Yeah, because I think even though it is a myth, it's definitely still partially true just because of what you said, the science behind it, right? The more you cut it, the more it'll just grow anyways. That's probably some sort of human being adaptive type of thing or whatever. That's I'm not a scientist. This is not a science show. It's not a news show, Zach. Has it been a while since we said that?
Oh my god, it's been a while since we
It's
did.
not a news show.
It's not not a news.
No facts.
No facts, just onions, opinions.
Only onions.
Yes.
How's your beard coming along?
I only get I get this and like down here and then only just chin strap and that's it.
I don't get any chin at all.
My chin strap grows in like super heavy and then I
Really?
get like nothing right here and then like chops.
So
when
my chops are starting to grow as well. Like, just a little, not a lot, of course, but I noticed as well, and I have to shave it. But the only thing I get is the pedo stash and a little bit of a goatee, and it has not connected.
That's okay. I still have like a disconnected part of my mustache.
Yeah,
and
but in relativity, you know, like you don't really notice it unless you bring it up.
Yeah.
Because of how much you have.
Yeah. It's just
The one thing I'm upset about with mine though is I get the chin strap and I get this, and then there's a bald spot right here.
Oh, I have a bald spot.
So
there
I
too.
have to I'd have to grow it out super long for
I
it to-
see. I just have a bald spot on my scalp. So the next thing I want to talk about is like.
I really hope that we're not going to talk about bald spots
I
elsewhere.
don't think we're going to talk about bald spots elsewhere.
The next thing that you want to talk about.
What is the next thing I want to talk about? Actually, to be fair, I kind of want to talk about masks more a little bit because I think I personally, because I was talking with my dentist, because I do, and well, no, I was at my dentist appointment. I don't just have my dentist on phone call. Hey, what's good?
Speed dial.
Speed dial, you know. And we're talking, and then she wanted to get like bubble tea because I work at a bubble tea place, as I've mentioned billions of times. And she said she was there at the mall and she was gonna get some, but she didn't have a mask at the time, so she says I just wouldn't, Zach. To be honest, I wouldn't do it.
It feels like it's too high.
Well,
My mic.
okay, just do it.
Okay.
Go ahead and do it. Let's see. Here we go. All right, there we go.
There we go. That's all. That's all I needed to do.
They
But
heard an
I was just
earthquake.
sitting. I was just sitting here like trying to like slowly like move.
Audio listeners are so confused.
They're so confused.
They're
It's
so
fine.
confused. It's okay. I'm an audio listener. Anyways, audio listeners just understand. Okay, fine. We don't get it. So, anyways, what was I saying?
Talking about dentist mask.
Dentist. That's right. I
bubble
was
tea.
talking with my dentist, as I do, with just with a pickaxe in my teeth, just her picking away, and I was like, yeah. So she wanted to get bubble tea, and she didn't have a mask on, and she didn't want to go, and I was like, well, technically, you know, at the time the masks were lifted technically, so I was like, well, if you're vaccinated, you can go. But she was like, well, here's the thing, right? Ever since we were supposed to wear a mask, I never got sick. So at this point, I'm just gonna wear a mask just to wear a mask if I leave the house, and then I'll take it off if I'm gonna eat, or if I'm gonna take it off if I'm gonna go to a party or something or whatever. But if I'm just outside, out and about by myself, or maybe even with one person, doesn't really matter that much, I might wear the mask. And I thought about this, and I was like, okay, now is that cultural shift that I was talking about. Now how in the West now people are gonna start wearing masks more.
Right.
So that's a good thing, I think, just in general. Even you know, I'm not saying, like I said, you have to wear a mask, and I'm not going to shun you if you don't wear a mask. I mean, I did if you didn't during the time, and that was a lot of fun. I love working customer service and telling people not to you know, people who don't have masks to fuck off. Not in those words, but I meant it that way, and they knew that.
Yeah. And I feel like especially during this time, you got very creative with the way to tell people to just go fuck themselves.
Dude, it was so much fun. I enjoyed every minute of it. I love that.
Because you were sitting there like, well, if you don't have a mask, then we can't serve you. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, you know, we've been in this quarantine for a year now.
I know, right? It's been so okay, this is what I'm imagining in my head, right? So for an entire year, day in and day out, or even whenever they leave, for 365 days plus, because I think it's been over a year, just a little bit. Do they just create the same scene every single time? Don't they get tired of it for 365 days? Like, it's another day and they get told no, and they're like, why have people for 200 days been telling me the same thing?
They're just like, I've been sitting here for a year wondering, why am I getting persecuted for not doing this one of the thing that it's
you think they comply, or
Yeah.
at least give in?
Yeah, like at what point does
Even
it,
I would have given, even though I'm like
Yeah.
I'm pretty standy-uppy to myself and my own morals. So if I for some reason was a dick and I thought that I didn't need to wear a mask, I would probably stand up for myself, sure. But after a year, I'd probably I'd probably give in, to be honest.
Okay, Alec, I know that you have been working customer service this entire time, and I just want to know, like, what
Oh, yeah.
what was like the stupidest encounter that you've had with like an anti-mask person or something like that?
Honestly, we haven't had many. I work in Portland, which is they're pretty, like, they get it.
They're pretty heavy
Yeah.
on it there. Yeah.
So, now I haven't had one that's been like a scene. We've had to tell people to get out, obviously, because they just wouldn't
Right.
do it. And so we couldn't serve them. But most of the time now with that, we just get the eye roll and they just leave. which
Dude,
is,
I actually hate the eye roll.
yeah.
I hate it so much, more than anything, more than
so
words.
much disrespect.
Even before the mask, bro. I hate it so much.
Mhm.
Like I was, I don't mean to turn this into a work story, but I mean we totally could, as long as we don't mention our jobs, we'll be okay. I think. I think we recorded a work episode, by the way, Zach. I think I'm gonna scrap it because I think it might be a little too close to if they see it, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude!
It was pretty bad, actually.
I realized that we would totally just get so fucked. Like, I just imagine the business email just getting a bunch of like really mad.
Even though we're
messages.
right,
even
I'm gonna say, even though we were right, I think we're okay.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it's just like our personal experiences. Okay, disclaimer: this is our own personal experiences. We do not speak for the brand or the company. We're not going to mention company names because we don't want to get fucked in the ass by big corporate money. And so, yeah. By the way, yeah.
Whoa, what was that? What the heck just happened? Where were you going with this?
I don't know.
Or was it just a disclaimer?
It was just a
okay,
disclaimer.
so just a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I've had my own experiences working with not just my own company that I'm working with for my part-time, well, which at this point is full-time, to be honest, but with other organizations as well in my space, so I get it. But yeah, be careful. Tread lightly is what I'm going to say before you continue speaking. Now, before the masks, eye rolls. Oh man, I remember this one customer. I like to think my customer service is pretty spot on. Like, it's pretty well known from my coworkers as well that they know that my customer service voice is, you know what I mean?
Dude,
it's fantastic.
Okay, I've heard.
I get all the tips from the old ladies. They love it.
I've heard your
love that
customer
shit.
service voice, and it's
pretty great, huh?
It's one to be trifled with
Because
for sure.
it's pretty. I think it's pretty a realistic one because it's not robotic. Because I add my own personality to it and I add my own thing, you know. But at the same time, I'm also following protocol.
Yeah, and also you're being like fake as fuck.
No, I think I'm not being fake. I'm just being a little bit more spicy.
Okay.
I have a little more spice.
Yeah.
Or no, spice is not the right word. A little more water.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay, I will say that it's.
You haven't heard me in action. I mean, you've heard me a couple times.
Yeah, I've
heard
heard
a couple times you've came in, but not for a very long duration of time.
Yeah.
It's pretty natural. I think mine is.
Yeah, and I mean the customer service voice, I guess, is a little bit more of just kind of like a.
It's just to be polite.
It's just a polite version of the way that at least I would normally talk, and I'm sure that
Yes.
you're the same way.
It's like the way you talk to your grandma on the phone.
Yeah.
Well.
That's how it is for me.
Okay.
Very, very light, kind of
Yeah.
respectful.
Hi, Grandma. How are you today? How can I help you?
Yeah, exactly.
Grandma? I would be sitting there.
But I know
like,
what you mean. I know what you mean. It's just
Yeah.
the tonality, I guess,
Yeah.
right? So I was doing that voice with this one lady, and I haven't seen her since. So get fucked. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You know, she's doing her own thing. It's all good because I did everything right. I followed the book the way I was supposed to handle it. You know, to the T. I didn't even do any sarcasm or anything like that. You know, I was because frankly, at a certain point when they're causing a scene, if you try and get you know, like kind of snarky with it, it's just a waste of time for everybody. At a certain point, it's just like, okay, I just want to get this over with because frankly, I just want to get back to work. Please, God, you know. So I'm doing my thing, you know, not being a dick or anything. You know, I'm genuinely trying to get the situation sorted, and I do as I need to do. And you know, I'm like, have a nice day, and she goes, and walks off, and I'm like, oh, bro, I turn her as soon as she leaves, I turn around and I go, wow. This fine lady is I've scrapped since we're gonna scrap the episode, I'm gonna mention it again, the Mpc theory.
Oh my god, fucking NPC.
The Mpc theory. Have I told you the Mpc theory yet?
Yeah. We talked about it over Discord.
Okay, cool. All right. So I'm gonna talk about it again. So the Mpc theory. I've already had an editing chats, which is another podcast-esque thing I used to do where I just talk while I edit, and people enjoy that for whatever reason. But anyways, the Mpc theory is as such. We live in a video game world. Life is a video game. Life is just real people within a world of AI-generated bots. And this is something that's came apparent to me. You see, he's nodding in agreement. You get me?
It's a simulation.
It's all simulation.
It's a simulation, Morty.
It's the Matrix.
Listen, I'm being dead serious. And now I believe in Wi-Fi 6 and COVID and the vaccine and 5G. I'm not tinfoil hatting. Okay, I need to make that very clear. I'm not schizophrenic or anything like that. Okay, At least I don't think I am. I'm just being realistic. These people don't exist. Now, let me give you an example for those who might not be confused or may have not worked in customer service before in their life. You handle you see the customer. They're doing they're walking up to the counter or whatever they're doing. They're doing when they're coming up, like they make the eye contact and they look at the menu or whatever the fuck, you're like, all right, they're coming. All right, cool. Yeah. Assume position. and then like you get there, right? And then you're doing your thing and you do the order, the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And then they leave. And as soon as they leave your peripheral vision, as soon as you can no longer see them, oh, that was a bad snap. They're gone. They're not going back to the car. No, they disappeared from existence. Like they just Thanos snap away. They're gone. And I'm being very serious when I say this. I want you to understand that there's very serious tonality in my voice.
See, the weirdest part about that is that you
keep going.
The weirdest thing about that is that there is some truth to that, because you will never encounter the same person twice. On very rare occasions at any customer service job that I've ever had, have I had reoccurring customers that have been there more than once.
Well, there's a couple you'll find regulars every now and then, but in general,
I have a lot where I work. There's a lot of regulars.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? So how long have you worked? In the
I've
same
worked
place, at least
13 months.
13 months. Okay. So not as long as I have in my place, which is 2-3 years actually. So I'll speak from my experience then. For 3 years in the city of Vancouver, how is it that I see 99% new people every single day?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's such a weird thing to think about. Like, the place where you work is not popular enough to where you would only ever see new people every day.
It's not that it's not popular enough, because it is a popular place here in Vancouver, but we're in Vancouver.
Yeah,
you know
right.
I mean? We're not exactly the greatest I think I can say for experience, there's not a lot to do here generally. If you want to do something, you might go across the bridge to Portland.
Yeah.
You know?
I think with me or where I work, it's a little more understandable because I work in such a populous area.
Okay.
There's a whole lot of.
But still,
yeah,
there's way too many new faces.
Yeah.
Because I've worked. Okay, so for me, I've worked for 3 years, and for these 3 years, I've seen 999,999 out of a million faces I see are new. How?
I don't know.
They spawn.
They
spawn.
Like, they're okay. If you're if you're thinking about Vancouver as a city, right? Like, there are only so many places where these people can come from, either Portland or Seattle or Battleground or whatever.
Sure.
But like, even
Seattle is a stretch because they're going from all the way north all the way to the south, and if they're going to Portland, I mean, there's not Portland. I understand, maybe, but I don't know why you would want to go. You want to leave a state that has no sales tax to go shopping in a state that does have sales tax. But they do that, and they come and order, and they're like, "There's sales tax," and I'm like, "Yes." What have you been doing in the malls? You've been saying the same thing to every single store. No, because they haven't gone to every single store because they just spawned. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at?
Okay, the weird thing is that the Mpc theory can also be applicable with a lot of different things, because if you drive by somebody and then they just Thanos snap away from existence, like, I swear, in the small town that we live in, like, I rarely ever see the same car twice, unless it's somebody who I personally know. Like, obviously, if I saw Alec driving around in Vancouver, it's like, oh, hey, it's Alec.
Yeah, you would think, like, if you drive in the same time frame as the same people on the same days, you would see the same cars, right? In general.
Right.
I mean, it might be different for Portland because frankly, it's just traffic, right?
Yeah.
And well, there's way too many cars. But for us, when we work, well, actually, no, you go to Portland as well. So I'll say for me, I work in Vancouver while living in Vancouver, so traffic is not crazy. But I relatively drive in the same days at the same time. Who the fuck are these people?
It's more so of like, where the hell do these people come from?
Yeah,
And it's just like it's a mind-boggling thing, because the more that you think about it, the more it starts to make sense, and then you start to feel like you're batshit crazy. But at the same time, it makes sense.
It makes sense for them to just spawn from a tunnel or of a wormhole. They're NPCs. We're living in a video game. They're GTA AI generated characters. That's all they are.
Okay,
That's all they are to me. And there are some people that are humane, and those are the people that will hold the conversation with you and talk about their day or whatever while you're doing their order or whatever. Those people are real people. I'll handshake you, fellow human being. Which
is pretty rare, by the way.
It's very rare.
I don't get that a lot.
Even for me, it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Yes. The people that just come in, get their drink, and then or their food or whatever, and they get pissy or whatever, they don't exist. They're not real people. They're just God is just like, all right, watch this shit, and then they just drop an asshole, because there is no way a human like that can function at all and not be hated by everybody around them. There's no way. Yeah. Why would a normal human? Because they've seen the Karen videos, right? They know what they're doing, and they obviously see that in that light they look like a dipshit or even just an asshole in general. Why are they doing it anyways then? They know exactly what they're doing.
Attention.
Who cares?
I don't know.
Who are you gonna? This is the validation of the people behind you in line. Not even validation. You're just like, what the fuck is this crazy person doing? I don't understand, dude.
I don't. Okay, the one thing that I don't understand is how people don't live by, like, treat people how you want to be treated. Like, if you're gonna treat someone like a bag of shit, and then you get treated like a bag of shit, like.
And they're
obviously,
like,
they're just
meme,
like
Pikachu O-face, like, why are you treating me so garbage?
They're just like, wait a minute, what did I do to deserve to be treated this way? Yeah,
and then it's just in the face, and he punched me back. Why do I deserve to be treated like this?
Yeah, it's like, dude, if you're gonna backhand someone in the fucking face and not expect to get hit in the face, like, okay, that's like you throwing a dodgeball at someone and not expecting them to throw it back at you, or like,
yes,
it doesn't make any sense. Like, how
it's an overarching wave of entitlement.
They're just like the heavens above.
You already mentioned this is a get canceled speedrun show. Yeah, get canceled RTA speedrun any percent today.
Dude, as far as I push the Twitch TOS, it's coming. It's
it's gonna be an interesting day when Twitch finally gets you, because like I've watched some of your streams, and I've watched like even the highlights, and some of them are just really raunchy, and yeah.
Oh, speaking of your streams, Alec, I apologize for not finishing that video, by the way.
Oh, it's no worries.
Yeah, I was supposed to. Alec asked me to edit one of his streams for down to a highlight, and I actually went to the stream. It was great. I just haven't had time to do it, unfortunately, because I've been busy, and because of the space I'm in, I have to unfortunately prioritize things. Unfortunately, I hate doing that. Even in the same space, prioritizing projects in that space, I hate doing that. But it's just what I have to do. Frankly, that video might be outdated, but I could totally still get to it at some point if you care.
Yeah, it's no worries.
All right, cool.
Okay, I honestly think that video is worth like holding on to, because
it was pretty funny.
So funny. Oh my god, dude.
I just was scrubbing through it. Like, I just like went to this random point, and then Zach, you were just like, "Show me the white woman." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is a stream."
No, it was
literally, I went to a random spot, and the thing is like, where are the white women? And I'm like, oh. Yes.
Oh, it was the
scene from Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, it was
where are the white women at?
Oh, okay, I see.
Where are the white women at?
Yeah, that's basically what it was. And oh my gosh, dude, that entire stream was
so
just
you guys are
funny.
playing CS:GO hide and seek.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so funny.
It was great. I'll edit it down, and I doubt it'll be done by the time this episode goes up, but if it does, it'll be in the description.
No. I definitely think that we should start doing the hide and seek again because that was so
Dude, I just want to play
funny.
CS again, to be honest.
Oh my gosh.
I still don't. I'm not a biggest fan of CS for just because I don't play competitive just anything. I'm too casual to be a competitive person, at least in video games. But I think it was hilarious when we did those 2v2s. I think it'd be funny as shit if we got 5 people and just played comp.
Oh my gosh.
Not to be serious. Just to play. It would just be so funny. I think.
I just imagine in our group of friends, just because we all are like such a wide range of skill level, it would basically be Alec, Logan, and maybe Jackson because he plays a lot of Valorant.
Mm-hmm.
Them 3, just like absolutely killing it, and then Arthur and I just like running around with knives.
Listen, man, when I played CS back then, because I played a couple games of comp, I guess, right? I was the guy who just flared the mic up and talked with the people, and nobody would talk back, and I'm like, man, fuck this game, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I like COD, bro. COD chat is so much fun, Zach. COD chat is the great. I love enabling my mic. I love talking with the people, even on stream. It's so much fun.
Dude, I think my favorite thing is talking to like the old school COD players from back in the day, back in the MW2 days, and just
we talked about this already. Just like the MW2 lobby people, they're on a different breed. They're
my favorite kind of people.
They're the favorite people to have in the lobby. They bring so much character.
Because it's not necessarily that like they're talking shit to us, they're just talking shit to like the Fortnite kids, and that's honestly funny. That's honestly funnier than anything else because you'll sit there and listen to like the Fortnite kids trying to argue with this grown ass man who's basically heard every single insult that you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, and the kids are just like, "Fuck you, suck my dick," and they're like, and then the grown ass man is like, oh, "All right, I hope your family's prepared for what I'm about to bestow upon you." So like, it's so funny, but I mean, obviously, it's bad what there's, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, it's not. I'm not saying that that's like a proper form of speech or anything.
Yeah.
But it's COD lobbies. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, and every once in a while you'll have those people who are in the lobby who you know are like old school COD players, and
we already talked about this.
We just kind of like join forces and just shit on the Fortnite kids.
It's
like
great.
It's really funny. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Fortnite. I just don't play it because I don't think that it's very fun.
It's a bad game.
Okay.
All right. He said it.
A.
All right. There we
All
go.
right.
There it is. Fortnite. We're talking about Fortnite, really? This is what we're doing today.
Can we not? Can we just
I'm just gonna say one thing then.
Okay, fine.
I don't care for Fortnite because it never interests me because I don't like battle royales. Personally.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's whatever. It's a popular game, and the popular games are popular games. That's fine, you know? I'm just glad that, I don't know, most of the kids just got off COD and Minecraft to play Fortnite, so now Minecraft and COD are cool now.
It can be ours again.
It can be ours
again.
again.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, you know, I get it. Big industry, do what you got to do, you know what I mean? I personally don't like it. I personally don't play it is all. And frankly, I don't like a game where if you're not skilled right off the bat, you're screwed. If I have to play, I want to be able to have an equal chance to win if I just jump in as the next person. Obviously, I have to be good at the game, but I want to be able to at least try. And I don't want to play my first game of Fortnite and have this fucking build off.
Yeah, if you didn't get in on like the first or second season and then get good, it's over.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
over for you. Because if you try to be new, you're just gonna get shit on.
Because you can't. They're building the tower. They're building the skyscrapers, and you're like, oh.
Everybody out here cranking 90s and shit. And I can't even build like a 4x4 around myself.
I know, right? And I'm like, whoa. And I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
But if you do that, and you're a new player, you're done for.
Yeah, it's over.
You know what I mean? If they do that to you, you're done for. And I don't find that fun personally. And I mean, another person can look at it the other way, and they could say like, okay, well then I just need to get better.
Mm-hmm.
That's not better. That's just muscle memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They muscle memory better than you.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing that I'm not really a huge fan of is the way that the game kind of develops as it gets older, because you have those people that are just constantly just sweating their asses off and just trying to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Okay.
But like it takes the fun it takes the fun out of the game, and it just kind of makes it very not fun for the people who are just trying to do it for shits and giggles and for reactions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but then again, like I said, if you do want to get into it, then you will learn that, right? And then you go for it. So all I'm saying is that it's a fun game, sure, if you like it. If not, then don't play. That's all.
Yeah. One thing that I love about Call of Duty, though, is that I started sniping in Modern Warfare.
Yes.
Like
As I did,
the
too.
like 20 what was it? 2018 when Modern Warfare or no,
18?
2019.
Oh, in Modern Warfare. Oh, I thought you were talking MW2 and I was like 18.
No.
The timelines are off.
No, I started
Modern Warfare, like they call it the recent one.
Yeah.
Not
I
MW2.
started sniping in that game because I was always just an AR guy and I was just really
that's fine.
lame. And I realized that I've been missing something for a very, very long
it's
time.
fun, man.
It's
So
fun.
much more fun than red gunning.
Yeah, I know. I
It
mean, red
really
gunning.
is.
I think, in my opinion, okay. Obviously, I understand it's an arcade shooter. It's not meant to be for running guns, sniping, and whatever. But at the same time, you can do that if you really want to. And it's a lot of people's like, oh, it's too easy or whatever. It's not easy, as evident. It's like you gotta be good at it, right? So, when people say sniping is overpowered, it's the funniest shit. Because every time they say that and they try it for themselves, they get fucking clapped, and it's funny as shit. Someone on it was on Twitter recently, or not recently. I don't follow the COD space too much on Twitter. I'm more of in the anime space on Twitter because frankly it's more wholesome, and I'd rather have wholesome anime art or even hentai on my timeline than a bunch of teenagers and adults spouting diseases on themselves. Frankly, I don't know. Maybe I'm a
All the COD spaces on Twitter is just all of like the bigger streamers just shitting on Activision for making bad games.
basically, yeah. That's as far as I'm concerned. That's basically what COD Twitter is. But basically, what happened was some highly pronounced esport guy. I think I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass because I don't know. Because I'm not in the space, but basically some highly acclaimed guy in the space was streaming, and then he said that he think sniping in Cold War is overpowered, and it should be nerfed, and then he throws it on and gets fucking clapped on stream, and it was funny as shit.
Dude, the thing that you got to remember is that like you have one shot to land your shot, and then you have like a 1 or 2 second bolt back. Okay, not 2 seconds, but like a long time to bolt back before you can even think about shooting again. And then there's those guns that will shoot like an entire 60 round mag in like 3
laser
seconds.
beams, man.
Yeah.
And I don't get it because I've red gun and I can't laser beam. But if you can get that aim down, bro, it's just like across the map, you're done for. I don't know why Cold War is like that. Maybe I'm just garbage or I just can't red gun anymore. But Modern Warfare is like so casual. It's the reason why, even though I stream Cold War the most, I like Modern Warfare more, technically.
Yeah.
I think it's more fun. It's more casual. It's more indicative of like just a casual COD night, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Turn on the mic, talk with the boys and maybe talk with the rest of the lobby.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think that that's a part of the reason why I enjoy playing Modern Warfare with you more and playing Modern Warfare with the Goon Squad more, because it's more of just like us doing funny shit, and like if we end up doing something really cool, or like the 3v3 snipers only, that was so much fun. And I mean, it was competitive, and there was those people who were just sitting there sweating, but at the same time, like we were all just sitting there like, we would be in the gulag, and we were just like running around like punching people because they were pissing us off.
Because they were punching back. No.
Yeah.
I need to defend myself now. No. They punched first. Fuck you if you punch first in a sniper only lobby. Fuck you. Find something better to do. Bro, it's so stupid. It's just like, they just start running at you, just like, and I'm like, bro, fuck you. I hate it so much. If you do that, why are you in a why are you in a sniping only lobby?
That's what makes me upset though when I'm like playing multiplayer on MW or Cold War, is the people who like they'll snipe and then they miss their first shot and pull out the machine pistol. They won't like sit there with you and like have the sniper duel. They'll like they'll like immediately pull out a secondary shotgun or a machine pistol and just drop shot your ass.
Okay,
it's so upsetting.
It's so
I love
bad.
the people who will have a genuine sniper duel with you,
Yes.
and it is like a battle to the death, and it's just pure like just you snipe, and if you miss, you gotta reload, and you just gotta run circles. And
it's
you
so
just
great.
gotta,
And it's just the battle of who can get the first shot while everybody's bunny hopping and prone dropping and shit.
Exactly. I really want to see one from a third person. It's been so long. They're so funny to look at.
It's so funny, but I love that. Like, it's like, oh, my thing is switching. It's like, I think it's almost dead. Anyways, whatever. Nobody cares. It's like when in my mind, I pictured it as like the honorable fight amongst knights.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's like in the
100%
battle,
agree.
like in the battlefield, everybody's duking it out, and then like in the movies, like the knights come out and they're like, they draw their swords, and it's an honorable one-on-one against amongst them, and they don't pull any cheap shots or anything like that. It's just a battle of skill and swordsmanship. It sounds cringe, but that's what it is.
Yeah,
It's just a battle of snipership.
Yeah, it's basically just two people battling it out to see who's the best sniper out of the two of them. And
While everyone else is just gunning.
yeah, while everyone else
In
is
the
just
background.
running around with ARs.
When you
just
think
like,
about it, that's pretty epic.
yeah.
That's pretty epic. You know what I mean?
I
It's
just
pretty
imagine,
cool.
I just imagine like the epic movie music, like the dramatic music, while these two guys are just sitting there trying to kill each other.
Okay, but in third person, it's just like
They're just,
prone dropping, and it's just stupid.
it's just the most dorky looking thing ever, because these two guys are just like running around, spinning around, trying to do trick shots and all that kind of stuff, trying to land throwing knives. And then, of course, inevitably, you get third partied by some random
Yes,
freaking
as it
guy
is.
with an AR.
Tomahawk to the back of the skull, or
Yeah. Yeah, or oh my gosh, dude, I love seeing any types of cross maps.
Oh yeah, they never get old.
They never
They
get
never
old.
get old. I love doing I've yet to land one.
I think
I've yet to land a cross map, whether it be just throwing it up or for a trick shot or whatever.
I did one once, and it was on the cheapest map, Nuketown.
Hey man,
Yeah.
hey, that's fine. That's fine. That's one. That's some distance.
Yeah.
I've gotten a really, really long distance one, but I haven't gotten like a true spawn, throw it up in the air, and someone catches it. That's why I'm in the stream. I'm always like, catch it.
they'll catch this, trust.
Dude, trust me, they'll catch. This one's for you, Alec, and I'll just chuck it up.
Yeah.
And then I'll hit it, and then it'll hit, and then Alec will be like, "That was for me.
That was for me.
That was mine." But no, I enjoy everything. That's why I always have a throwing knife on. Or sorry, I'm sorry, I'm an Infinity Ward kid. I said throwing knife. I'm sorry, I'm a loser. But no, a tomahawk, whatever. I always have it on because it's more fun than just having a Semtex on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love because I play free for all. You typically because I say I don't like battle royale and I play free for all. I'm a fucking hypocrite, all right.
Free for all is the best mode for snipers.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. I think it's more of a, I don't know. You don't have to worry about teammates. It's more intimate, and free for all lobby mics are more fun, and you can talk with enemy actually. But anyways, whenever like even if people are gonna red gun, whatever, that's fine. That's what they do. But when they put on a throwing knife, I'm like, oh, mad respect. When they get me, I'm like, oh, good shit, nice.
Yeah, I will my death reactions for those types of things is just like, oh my god, that was so good. I can't even be mad.
I fucking caught it.
Yeah,
I caught it.
I'm the one who just got absolutely dookied on, and like the even cross map nades are like so satisfying.
Oh
especially,
that's fine.
especially in like what is it, demolition or something like that. The 5v5, someone has to plant the bomb. I don't remember what it's called, but
Search.
search. Thank you. I'm stupid. I don't.
It's okay. We don't usually play search. At least I don't.
Yeah, no.
I think it's a lot of fun that whenever we played search on stream, it was a lot of fun. It's not the game that I usually play, but at the same time, I think that's why I enjoy it because I usually don't play that. But that's also the reason why I enjoyed like the 3v3 sniping, right? Because like I said earlier, I don't really like playing competitive, but that's why I enjoy playing competitive when I do play it
Mm-hmm.
because it's just something to spice up the night.
It's
Whatever.
not fun with randoms, but
Okay, definitely, yeah.
when you're with like friends or whatever and in a party and you play
Yeah.
search, it's a good time.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, at least on Twitter, I always seem like my COD friends and my Valorant friends or whatever, they're just like fucking hate randoms and whatever, and I'm like, all right, then don't play with them.
exactly.
Don't solo queue. Then again, I don't know. It's fun if you're not trying. I think it's fun to solo queue if you're not because I know like when you're playing those type of games, you're trying to rank up and shit, right?
Yeah.
If you're playing solos, that's not happening.
Oh,
At
yeah,
least
no.
that's not, you know what I mean. Your best bet is to play with some buddies, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know. I enjoy playing with buddies anyways, so I think it'd be more fun. That's why I said if we can just get 5 buddies in and just play a comp game for literally, I don't know if we're. Are you able to play comp? Is everybody? Because you have to be level like 3, I think, rank 3 before you can play comp.
On CS?
Yes.
You have to all be a similar level.
Right. Well, it's a similar level, but you have to. There's a minimum, I think. At least in the past there was. I don't know if there is now.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because you have to play comps to get ranks.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't think there's a bottom level. I
Right.
think you can just go in.
I mean, we could play casual, I guess, right? But
Yeah,
I think it'd be more fun. It'd be more bants if we played competitive, like an
Yeah.
actual sweaty competitive, and we just fucked around. That'd be hilarious.
That'd
But
be a good
anyways, that's besides the point. I don't know. It'd be a lot of fun, but
We need to start playing games together.
we
again.
definitely need to start playing games
For
together.
sure.
For sure. Summer's coming up. Yeah, let's game a lot more. Are you still in school?
No,
You're not.
I haven't been in school in like 3 years.
Oh, okay. Wait, who was I talking? Was it Jackson that's doing the?
Yeah, I think
Jackson got out in September.
Like graduated or dropped out or break or whatever.
He graduated.
Oh, okay. Was it
Yeah.
Jackson? I was talking with or was it him that was talking about like engineering and stuff?
Oh, machining. Yeah,
Machining.
Jackson's going to school for machining.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, so you're part of the cool club. Good job, Alec. High five. Okay, so anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, we didn't really talk about music a whole lot, but
You want to talk about music?
I mean, if you want to,
Sure.
it's gonna be
Let's get ready. Okay.
All right,
it's gonna be a
It's about
rabbit
to be a
hole.
discussion.
Keep it a sec. All right. So I feel like I'm in not the minority here, but as much as a music theory nerd as I am, I feel like I'm not as much as you guys, technically. So a bit of Alec. So Alec plays like guitar and
Guitar, bass, drums.
yeah. And more so, what I'm trying to get at is I don't really listen to like rock or anything. I know, shun the non-believer. I'm sorry. This is why I'm on this side of the table and you guys are over there.
Yeah,
But
it's the metalheads versus the non-metalheads.
the anime openings. Hey man, they're bangers though. Zach
They
knows,
are.
and
That-
Alec will know soon.
That
Anyways,
Attack on Titan intro, dude.
okay, see, he gets it. All right, cool. But it is a little bit different. Anyway, no, never mind. That's great. It's fantastic. Anyways, you guys listen to more of, in my opinion, rock music has a little bit more music theory elements than I guess music that I would listen to. But then again, I don't know, because I also listen to hip hop, and I know you guys are frowned upon that. Because fuck you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
I love hip hop.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It depends on like the era of hip hop for me, because like you
Well, I listen to newer music too.
right. Yeah.
I don't mind it, because here's the thing, right? I listen to, I mean, obviously I prefer, you know, as a music theory nerd type of guy, I would enjoy when they use, you know, when they do a little something special with it or whatever, right? Or whatever. I
Right.
don't
And they
know.
get
It's
like
just-
an old sample from like the.
Oh yeah,
the
that'd be
60s
fun.
and
Yeah, that'd be
50s,
fun.
yeah.
That'd be fun. But you know, like the newer stuff, whatever. I'm boomer talking now. Okay, we're boomer talking. Okay, the newer stuff, newer artists. Sure, you can argue like they all sound the same or whatever. You know, that same argument that gets thrown around by people in our age group. Okay, I don't know if you guys do. I don't know if Zach does it.
well, I'm
You do it. You can't say you don't. You
Yeah,
do.
I mean I do. But also at the same time, there is some new music that's coming out that's really, really good.
Yeah.
And it's just
Here's the thing. I think it's there's a place and time for it, and it's a different type of vibe, right? Like a what?
nothing.
What?
I just
He's playing footsies with me.
Oh, okay.
I
that's cute.
accidentally stepped on his foot and he looked at me weird and then I did it again.
I placed my foot on his foot and he looked at me seductively and I placed it back. No, but like stuff like you know, like Playboy Cardi and Uzi and stuff like that, right? Whatever, you can say whatever you want to say. You can boomer talk them or whatever you want to talk, whatever you want to do, right? But the thing is, there's a place and time for it. And for me, if I'm just, it's not background music, but definitely so it could be. But that's not exactly what I'm trying to say. It's a type of thing where you just turn on just to turn it on. You know, like you're not really too focused. You're just turning on, and then I mean, we've talked about before. Music is just a collection of sounds that makes you feel good, and whether you, however way you feel about bumping 808s and just the standard, you know, like
Just a
yeah, whatever. Well,
Yeah.
okay, it's not like that, but you know what I mean, right? it has that vibe and it creates that feeling, even if it's artificially or whatever. So if you just want to get that, just that time, that kick, that vibe, then you just throw it on, then whatever, game or do whatever. I don't know. Personally, for me, I can't just throw on like newer music and then just like sit down or whatever. It's like I put headphones on. All right, we're gonna have a time, and I'm just gonna listen to. I can't do that personally. But if I'm like, I don't know, gaming or whatever, I could throw it on. If we're at work, that's the type of music we throw on. We'll throw it on. It's something that, and because the vibe, it definitely helps time pass too, and it's something you don't have to think about. Right, you can shut off your brain and just let it go. I think.
Yeah, and there's definitely a time and a place for any type of music because. Like you said, music is just a collection of sounds that makes you feel a certain way.
Well, that's what you said.
Well, that's what I said.
That is
in
what
the
you
last
said,
episode.
of which I'm regurgitating.
Yeah, and so
nice word. Arthur.
Depending on what kind of feeling you want to feel from the music, that's the type of music that you're going to listen to. And obviously, there's so many like lo-fi hip-hop music to study to playlists out there, and there's the get hyped, go to the gym type music. There's a time and a place for any type of genre of music.
Yes.
And so when you really start to sit down and think about what genre of music you want to listen to, like at any given point in the day, it could be really different. And I feel like that's why we really have like a wide range of music that we listen to, because there's a certain vibe that you want to feel, and then you put on music that kind of emphasizes that or encourages that.
Yes.
And it's really funny when we're sitting in the car together because you'll put on just like a stupid meme playlist, and it's just all songs like Smash Mouth, Taylor Swift, just like a whole bunch of like that's great. Lil Dicky, just like a whole bunch of random stuff, and it's just it encapsulates our ADHD brain, because it's just so different. They have absolutely zero correlation with one another,
but it's a vibe, right?
Yeah, it's a vibe.
It's the atmosphere that it creates, and that's what it is for, and that's what I enjoy the most. So that's why I would, if I was feeling it, I would throw in the new age hip hop. If I was feeling it, I'd throw in old school hip hop. If I was feeling it, I'd throw in anime music. If I was feeling it, I might throw some rock music.
Yeah, and just being able to have the musical, not necessarily the musical knowledge, but just like the catalog of all of the different types of music that you listen to, and that's why I love finding new music all the time.
Yes,
because the more music that you find that fits into one of those categories of like, the vibes that you would want, the more that you can just kind of pull that stuff out of your back pocket and be like, okay, this is something really cool that I want to listen to, like when I'm streaming or when I'm playing video games, or
or when I'm just listening to music.
Yeah, when you're just listening to music
nothing.
to listen to music. Yeah, that's definitely why I have so much music on my Spotify for sure.
I do too. Yeah.
But I mean, it's
they make it really easy now because I don't listen to rock, as I've explained it already, but I listen to J-rock because I'm a hypocrite and a weeb. Because naturally, obviously, why would I not? But I only got into it because I was listening to the normal J-pop stuff that I listen to, right? And every now and then the J-rock song will come in, because in Spotify, or I guess Apple Music would do it too, right? You can go like have an entire playlist of songs related to a song, right? And Spotify, they call it song radio, right?
Right.
And that is like been the number one way to find music nowadays. Because before, actually, I think they still do it now, like YouTube mixes.
Yeah.
Like if you were to like play it like a song or whatever, and then you like scroll down through the videos, they have a mix, and you can click it, and then it'll just show related music, however related that is, but just different music, right?
Right.
That was how I first like started truly exploring music that I wouldn't really normally listen to, I guess, or finding new music and finding new artists.
Yeah, and also, the fact that you don't listen to like rock and roll, it may not be because you don't like the genre. It may be because you haven't really found that band that you really like.
For sure. Well, here's the thing. Let me rephrase it. I don't like rock or rock and roll or heavy metal. I don't like it. It's just like, I don't want to say country. or not that it's similar. No, let me reword that. For me, like how I would listen to country or how I would listen to rock is kind of the same thing. I need to be in the right mindset or the right mood or the right time, because back when I was working out more, especially in school, because I did the strength training type stuff, we're throwing the heavy metal because of course we would, right? It's a vibe, right? And it's that it's definitely, I mean, I can get that same thing from listening to hip hop as well, but it's different, right? So it depends on what you're trying to get out of what you want to listen to and what the activity, I guess, if you will, that you're trying to get out of. And that is sure I listen to rock at that point. I think the only reason why I'm into J-rock is because it's a little different from Western Western rock, that is. And obviously, you know, anime weeb stuff, that definitely ties into it. I'm not going to say it's not gonna. It definitely does, right? I'm more fascinated by it. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, Alec. No, I don't know if you can tell. I can't switch the camera.
Oh.
It's broken.
Is it dead?
I don't know. Anyways, whatever. That's besides the point. I definitely am a weeb. So obviously, if I'm listening to music and the Japanese are like, oh, you know what I mean? That's definitely ties a factor, and I'm not going to say it's not going to. But at the same time, I think it's just because it's a little different that I enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe you guys should. I'll let you guys listen to some J-rock. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just to give it a shot. And honestly, you'll find some similarities. The only difference is really just like, for example. So I think I'm going to use pop as an example because that's the easiest way to relate it. So in pop music nowadays, usually the way it goes is it starts low and then I'm trying to find a word for it, but it's still too early for me. Not crescendo, that's not the right word. But raises vibe. I don't know if I can know vibe. It builds up more, I guess, like stacking layers, right?
Yeah.
That same type of idea. Like it starts in the beginning, it starts lower and then it raises high as it goes to the crescendo and goes back down. In J-pop, for example, it starts high and then goes low, and then goes back up.
Okay,
which is very interesting. Very interesting. And that is also why, I mean, you've seen some animes, so you can get that idea from from openings, right? It starts high and then for example, for the Erased opening, right?
Yeah,
it definitely starts up there, right? It goes right into it. Well, in the actual song, it starts lower, but when you're watching the opening, it starts high and then it goes low as the verses go and the sequences play, and then when it goes back to the chorus, it goes back up.
Right.
So that's the same idea, and I just found that idea interesting in itself, and I guess that might be why I got drawn into a rock genre that happened to be Japanese, because it's just a little different.
Yeah,
it fascinated me.
And the coolest thing is that the way that people mess with chords and harmony in the East is different from the way that they do it in the West. And obviously there's influences and it can be interchangeable at times.
Yes.
But I just love the way that people play with harmony. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is, but I just get like a music theory boner when people are using uncommon harmonies or chord structures that you wouldn't really think would go together,
or even like for a melody, because that and during the graduation that we were at, when they sing the national anthem, they did that. There were two different voices and they were doing different harmony, right? They're doing they're at different places, and it made this different dynamic, and it was very interesting.
What was I gonna say? I lost it. I don't know.
Professional show, by the way.
Professional show, by the
way. They're talking about music again.
Yeah, and I mean, Alec, you are really good at coming up with like chord structures and those types of things.
Yeah, I think my main suit is melodies for sure. But I guess it's just practice. I hear it.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and even if you don't know the exact terminology, sorry, I mean, I assume you haven't taken like an AP music.
No, I know nothing about music.
Exactly. Same
I
boat.
just hear it.
But you can hear it, right?
Yeah.
So you can tell, and even if I can't really do it like on the spot because I don't have that experience, I could find it.
Yeah.
Right. So if I had like a certain thing that might sound a little, if I'm looking for a certain sound, I can probably break it down and figure it out. Right. And then I would assume same for you. Mm-hmm. So that type of chord breaking down structure thingamabob is what music theory is. And even though we don't know as much about music theory as like Zach, who took nerd theory, we can figure it out. Mm-hmm. And the normal person can figure it out still. Like It's more like you hear it, and then the average person is like, "That was cool," but they don't know why it's cool.
It's a sort of musical intuition.
Yes.
In a sense. Yeah.
Yes.
And-
It's like, yeah. Go ahead.
And another thing that is really cool is when you have someone who is kind of like untrained in music theory and all of those types of things, but they have an idea. They just don't know how to describe it in a way that would translate into the music very well.
Sure.
And you can just kind of bounce those ideas off of them. And, you know, especially when I'm hanging out with like Jackson or Alec or, you know, any of my musician friends, probably you two, if we didn't. Oh, we were doing that the other day, actually, or the last time I was here. But
We always do that.
yeah,
After recording sessions, we go to my piano and we just
jam.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because I have an idea for the way that I want something to sound. And Arthur, you are way more well-versed on piano than I am. But, you know, I'll have an idea for, like, the way that I want something to sound. And you're like, oh, do you want it to sound like this? And I'm like, oh, that sounds really sick, actually.
Like different chord voicing.
Yeah,
or-
different
Yes.
different voicings, different I guess translations for the way that you want it to feel or the way that you want it to sound.
Yes, well, I've said it many times, but it's why I mean, after you play for, like, if you play like a collection of sheet music or whatever, or just music in general, you learn a bunch of songs, you realize that there's like they have their own structures, and then, like, for example, if you're going to improvise, you would just pull from them, right?
Right.
So that's why you can like, if I'm playing something and I decide to improvise, I can just, oh, I remember this tune from somewhere, and then I can combine it with this or whatever, and that's how improvising works. And I mean, scales too as well, right? But finding that melody structure you grab from related things. So that's why I usually just improvise, because I can't be fucking asked to learn anything anymore. But yeah, it's that type of grabbing from relation or an association has been how I learned music theory, technically.
Improvisation is one of the best tools that you can have as a musician in
Yes.
building up that skill, because the way it's hard to explain, but just building up your, what's the word I'm looking for?
Repertoire.
Yeah, just sort of your
Nice
portfolio.
word.
I don't know, it's huge, and that way you learn to connect things when you hear them,
Yes.
and just to put it out there.
Yeah, and another thing too is learning how a melody can interact with the chords that you're playing
Yes.
alongside of it.
Definitely.
And you can really start to play with when the notes that you're playing in the melody are adding tension, or if they're adding like a release where you're playing into the chord structure really nicely. And that is really when you start to get into the kind of nitty-gritty, at least for the why you're doing those types of things. That's when you really start to get into the nitty-gritty and start to get into stuff like suspensions and all of those types of things.
Yes, but like we've said before many times, you don't need to know that to enjoy music.
Oh yeah.
You don't. You know, the average person, they hear the dings and the dongs, and they're like, "That was great."
Yeah, they're like, "Ooh, wow, pretty
Wow, that was
noises."
great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's fine, because that's what it's supposed to do, right? But when you really want to learn how that works, then it adds, kind of just opens a new window. But you don't have to do that, of course. That's a lot of work and a lot of time, and there's basically a whole science behind it. So if you want to learn another science, that's basically how that would go, right?
Right. And it has similar kind of complexities to trying to learn a new language, because as I've said before, you know, music is kind of like a international language.
Yes.
or a I forgot the word that I said the last time I said that.
Universal.
Yeah.
Universal, thank you. And so you can really start to explain the way that you feel in a way that can be interpreted by people who may not speak the same language as you. Hence the reason why you love like pop and rock from the East, which obviously, you know, you may not be able to understand every single word that they're saying.
Hey,
but
man.
but
I'm learning.
you're yeah, you're learning.
I'm learning. Hey, man.
But you still understand the story that they're trying to convey
Yes, very
through
much so.
through the music itself, and not necessarily through the words. And that's why I love a lot of different genres of music that don't really use lyrics, because they're able to convey the emotion that they want you to feel just based off of the music and the way that they want you to feel using chords and melody and harmony. And so, yeah, it's really fun when you start sitting and just kind of breaking down the different types of music theory elements, even just on a surface level, and you're able to really understand the way that harmony can interact with each other, and the way that you can kind of play around with that and turn it into something of your own.
Yes.
And I have like a music theory boner when it comes to harmony. I said that before, I'll say it again.
You really want to talk about this harmony thing?
Yeah, because
in the doc it says, "Can we talk about harmony?"
Did I actually put that in the doc?
Can we please talk about harmony in music? Question mark, exclamation point. You really want to talk about it? You know what? You have the floor, Zach.
Well,
go at it.
I mean,
let's hear it. I'm pumped.
It's so weird.
Scare our guest off.
Yeah.
No, I love this.
It's really hard to explain, but on like a surface level, like to give like a general explanation about what harmony is in music it is the way that two notes interact with each other. And there are some notes that resonate really well together through something called the harmonic series, which
like thirds, fifths, and stuff like that.
Yeah, so in any one given note that you play on a piano or anything like that, there are different frequencies that resonate along with that main note, and that is the harmonic series. And when you have two notes that are in that series, they resonate really well. And then you can take notes that don't, and they add like tension, or they will do any of that kind of stuff. And I'm realizing that I'm talking about a lot of stuff.
It's okay. No, it's great.
Not a lot of people will understand.
It's okay. You're an expert in the field, so it's okay.
Well,
you were certified, Zach.
I'm not an expert.
You were
in the
certified.
Field.
You know You know more than everybody. You are the number one resource to go to if you want to learn about music theory, because you write books. You have textbooks. You teach classes regularly, every day from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's crazy. But no, it is really interesting, and even if you don't understand it, you know it because they do it, and you're like, wow, that was cool. And frankly, harmonizing, there's a science to it, but at the end of the day, it's like the way that it just works is just wild.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and the most crazy part is when you hear people do stuff that you wouldn't expect them to do,
sure.
And then it just kind of blows your mind, and you're just like, you know, I never thought that this would end up working out so well, and I never thought that you'd be able to get that type of sound out of using the different notes in a scale or whatever it may be. Or I don't know if I told you this, Arthur.
Okay, here we go.
Alec, did you know?
I knew it.
That a piano is not in tune?
I did know that, yes.
A piano is not in tune.
I think you explained this to me at some point.
Did I explain it to you?
Yeah, I think in a snap, but not. Well, you said it, and I was like, I see. I actually didn't know that. No, that's interesting.
Okay, so oh gosh, this is
here we go.
Expert
in the field, by the way. He knows exactly. This guy, he's the number one. He works at Steinway. He's the number one engineer.
Shut up.
If you want anything, you contact Zach. His links are in the description. You let him know.
Just puts his phone number down there.
Put my phone number in my Twitter.
His social security number.
Yes.
And my address. So the reason why a piano is not in tune is because of something called 12-tone equal temperament, which means that there are 12 notes in an octave, which is like like an octave, which is the same note, just higher. So a piano separates that octave into 12 equal parts. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the intervals are perfectly in tune with the harmonic series or the way that those notes are supposed to resonate. And so when you play a chord, just like a regular old major chord, like a C major chord, the major third is actually not perfectly in tune with each other. But if you try to do that to where all of the notes in that scale were perfectly in tune, then you would only be able to play in that key.
Right.
Because then
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So if you ever want to like add a sharp or a flat or even change the key for that matter, you have the ability to do so.
Yeah.
Or you have some sort of transition, even if it's slight.
Yeah. And
that makes sense.
And the most interesting thing is that they used to have pianos that were only in one key. And this was back probably in like the 1400s or something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah,
dragons.
A really long time ago.
1400s, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Anything before
King Joffrey.
Anything before 1900s, Game of Thrones. As far as I'm concerned.
Industrial Revolution, Game of Thrones. No, but they used to make pianos that were only in one key, and so you could only use that piano for one key, and
so
nobody just has 12 pianos lying around, and so they had to figure.
Hey man, you don't know that.
Steinway, where you at?
Say where's Steinway?
That's
I'm not wearing my
sponsorship.
Steinway shirt, but I have one. Let's go.
I have one too. It's the same
It's
shirt.
'Cause I got sent two for some reason.
Yeah. So they just kind of backpedaling a little bit. They had to figure out a way to where you could play in any key and it would sound pretty good. And so they decided to go with 12-tone equal temperament.
It's cool.
And
very fascinating.
Yeah. And when you hear people use just intonation, which is doing like singing harmonies that are perfectly in tune with each other, it is so pretty.
Yes.
And I feel like I talked about this in the last music episode, but there's this guy named Jacob Collier where he is...
I know who he is now.
Yes.
I didn't know who he was at first, but then I was watching YouTube videos and then I found him. I was like, oh, this is the guy.
This is the guy.
This is the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy who is literally like
Yes.
crazy, and he's a part of the reason why I have such an obsession with harmony, because he understands it in such a fascinating way, and he knows so much about it that it's just like and he plays with harmony in such a way that is just so fascinating that I just don't even understand it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, even if you don't understand it. You know, it's kind of like the thing of like magic tricks. You know, even though you don't have to understand it to enjoy it, and then sometimes if you don't understand it, then you enjoy it more. But even if you do understand it, but don't understand it fully, I think that helps for it, to be even more fun.
Yeah,
and because harmonizing, like I said, is a science. It is technically a thing that you could, explain. It's still very interesting the way, in my head at least, even if you sat down and broke down everything and wrote it on paper and showed me the numbers and show me the numbers and stuff like that, right? I think it's still something that's so mythical that is of how it works, and it's really just two things or even three or multiple things that come together and just so happen to sound interesting.
Yeah. And there's still a lot of magic to it, because
magic does exist. It's just in music.
Yeah, basically. And when I can sit here and talk about harmony and music and all of that kind of stuff for literally hours on end, it's because I have such a fascination with it that I'm one of those people that will sit there and try to learn as much as I can about it, because it's so fascinating, and it's a huge part of something that I really love.
For sure.
And it, like I said, I could literally sit here and talk about it all day, and I feel
Uneducation Station mixtape when?
Yeah, mixtape one.
When's the mixtape? All right. Here we go. You heard it here first. But I think honestly, I could be close to it. Do you have any stories or anything you'd like to tell?
No, not really.
Wow, such an
Wow.
interesting character that we
I'm
brought to
not.
the set. That's crazy.
I'm
Random homeless guy across the street.
not. Like I said, living in Zach's trunk.
I mean, we have a lot of. Oh, we could talk about the Rock Academy.
That's true, yeah.
The Rock Academy?
Yeah. So
What is a Rock Academy? Or like rock climbing?
No, it's a...
It's about rocks.
no,
Was
it's
that a good guess?
no.
Oh, rock as in music.
Yes. It's a thing that
we meet every Sunday and talk about the cool rocks we found.
this is a dragon egg.
Game of Thrones.
It's a
Game of Thrones. That's crazy. I found this. I aged this rock. It's 1950. Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Okay. Anyways, go ahead.
it's a program that Music World puts on, Music World and Battleground, where it basically takes students and it lets them be put in a situation where they can learn and rehearse and sometimes even record music to gig. Like we played at Billy Blues in the fair. Which was, it's really good experience.
That's fun.
Yeah. And that was the first time that we ever performed together, which was really fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, this was going into my senior year of high school.
Ooh.
And
Fun.
and yeah, it was definitely a really fun experience for both of us because we were both kind of a little out of our comfort zone because this was like the smallest group that I've ever played with. And it was just cool because we all just kind of got a chance to just do goofy stuff and actually just have a time on stage. And
Anything crazy happen?
nothing really crazy. Oh my gosh, wait, no, something really crazy happened.
Oh man.
So we had a gig at a bar and grill at Billy Blues, and I was driving my BMW at the time, and I had my saxophone and our friend's trombone in the back of, like, in the trunk of my car.
Okay.
And I accidentally locked my keys in the trunk of my car.
Nice.
And it didn't have like a little latch thing to open the trunk in like
the inside.
yeah, on the inside. And so I just could not get my keys out. Like the rest of my car was completely unlocked, but I just couldn't get my keys out of the trunk. Stupid. And so
Is there really no way to open the trunk from the inside?
There's
no.
Really?
Yeah, no. There's
Beamers
not.
are dumb like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So basically we were running around like crazy people. This was like 30 minutes before the performance was supposed to start, or before we were supposed to like get set up. And so I went and I had to borrow a saxophone from our buddy Tony, and then we had
Oh,
to
is it
find
Tony I know?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Anyways, go ahead.
And so we made it just in the nick of time. I was playing this saxophone that wasn't mine, that was a different type of saxophone, and it sounded super weird, but we just were
You guys got there literally as soon as we started doing load on into the stage.
yeah.
Nice.
And then like halfway through the set, my dad showed up with my saxophone, and I was like, "What?"
Oh, nice.
He was
Set
able
the
to
crowbar out, get the trunk.
You go home when your car is just mangled. I got your sax, son.
yeah. He's like, "But at what cost?" But yeah, I think that was like the worst thing that happened to me during that time. I don't know if there was anything weird.
It's just gigs. It happens. Like there's nothing. Gear fails. Stuff gets.
Anything
moved
crazy
around.
happened to you?
Nothing particularly. It was just great experience for me
That's good.
because I recently decided, like very recently, that I'm gonna go into music professionally.
Oh.
As in, go to school for it. What I really want to do is, go to school for producing and get an internship at a studio. Because I love messing around in DAWs and stuff
Yeah,
like
for
that.
sure.
Recording, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So I've like a few days ago, I think I've decided that's what I'm gonna do. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
A few days ago, eh? That's crazy. Life happens.
hell yeah.
Yeah. Life
Ow.
happens, man. I
Ow.
mean, shoot, you
Oh, yeah, I
think...
forgot.
He was like, nice.
Just broken knuckles.
But no, life happens, man. Life is crazy. I always say it every single freaking day, man. I'm a boomer, okay? I'm a boomer. Things happen, and we just move forward, you know? Life, you think you have life set out for you, but that's just what they want you to think when you're in high school and in college, right? But we have a lot figuring out everything in like literally less than the first quarter of your life. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know? We're just a bunch of kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even though we're adults now, we're a bunch of kids. Who said 21 is adults? What is an adult? Why are we here?
Boring people. Boring people are adults.
What is
just,
life?
We're just gonna be children forever.
Yes, but no, there's a lot to think about, and like I'm one of these days I'm gonna go through my life crisis. I don't know what episode that'll be, but it'll be that episode. But it happens, you know. You think you have life figured out, but nobody really does in their first try, you know.
That's why I'm kind of happy I dropped out of high school.
Exactly,
Because
you know?
I got to do what I wanted to do.
Yes,
As in like musically.
mm-hmm. Now, what I'm not trying to say is you should drop out of school right now.
No, that was a me thing. That's
no,
just me.
that- you
I
know what
just
I mean?
didn't do.
That's not.
Yeah.
Yes, but the thing is, we can go on forever, and I feel like that's a separate episode needs to be dedicated to the educational system.
Because this is the Uneducation Station.
Yes, because we're anti that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's a joke. No, but school basically spoil and summarize what that episode would be is that school is just a guideline, and that's fine, and that's what it needs to be. It's for people who don't really know, and they're given a path. You follow the path. If you finish the path, then you have a career. But what the problem is that some people think that that's all they have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're shunned against dropping out or whatever, and you know, obviously diplomas and that are important, but nowadays it's not really, you know. And to be fair, it's gosh, I know we shouldn't, but we shouldn't because it's already going on for too long. But basically, to summarize it in a super duper basic format, is that the whole idea of manifest destiny, you know, the American story and all that type of junk. We're from America, by the way. You know, it was all about breaking from the system and finding, you know, what it is that we want to do. You know, the American dream and that type of stuff, right? But that ended up getting lost in the cloud of you go to school, you get degree, you go do job. You know,
Right.
and then that is actually the opposite of what the American dream, quote unquote, is supposed to be. At least that's what I think. I mean, not to say that it's not important, because school is very important. It's important to teach you if you go to school just for to pass, then that's not what school is. School is for the experience. School is for understanding, you know, taking all sorts of things and using it for critical thinking. I've said it, how many times have I said it? Critical thinking, very important, you know. It's how you use common logic, because common logic can get you very far. It's got me very far. It's got me to learn way more things about things I'm not qualified on, but I can actually give proper advice on, just because I use common sense to associate things in relation to that field. And that's why I can talk about things in a field that I'm technically not a part of. You know, obviously I will sit with a grain of salt, of course, but I can give more advice than someone who hasn't, you know, and I'm able to do that because of common sense and common logic and common knowledge that I use to forge together from my years in school. But school has turned into a memorization game, and that's not a good thing, you know. But that is a teaser for when we do an educational system rant. And I don't know if you'll be a part of it, Alec. Maybe. I don't know.
I think you should. I think it'd be really you would be able to give a very interesting perspective, because you did end up going the general education route, and you know, Arthur and I just ended up being lame and just getting a normal, you know, going the way that most people.
I have a lot of opinions on it.
Yeah.
Yes. It'll be very heated. We might have to do it later in the day so we can have a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
But no. I think that might do it. It's been a very long episode. It's been very fun. Thank you for coming on, Alec. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can have more. We will have more guests. Unfortunately, because we live in the very ecstatic town that is Vancouver, not a lot of people around here other than close friends. So I can't necessarily. We don't have the luxury to fly out some high octane people, or even some people that you might recognize if you know me and in my space. But hopefully one day we can do that, and it'd be a lot of fun. I want to steer away from doing any online thing like Discord call. It's no fun doing a Discord call, you know.
Yeah, it's not very personal that way.
It's not very personal, and you lose that I I don't know. I mean, it's fun, Discord call with the boys at night. We're having the time. But for a show, for something like this, you really can't have that delay, that weird. When you're talking and you say something and you kind of cut each other off, like you miss that fraction of a second.
You
of
lose
humanity.
the sense of intimacy in the conversation.
Yes, which is mad unfortunate because I don't know. Maybe one day it'll just be super duper duper ultra latency, and we'll have someone up on the Mac behind us. We'll be chilling, bro. We'll be good, bro. We'll have so many guests and it'll be great. But no, one of these days we'll get more guests on and it'll be a good time. But I think that'll be about it. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Alec, why don't you go ahead and plug your socials?
Plug your things, bro. What do you have? How can they find you?
Only Twitch and YouTube. That's
Only
all I
Twitch and
use.
YouTube. Do you have a social media?
Yeah, but it's personal stuff.
Okay, all good. He's gonna make a social. No, I'm just kidding.
You can follow my Twitter if you want to. It's Sweeney266, and as well as my Twitch and my YouTube is Alec S.
Yes, and I will put it all in the description so you can find it very easy, as well as our stuff. And then again, we have a Ko-fi if you want to support directly, and we also have a Patreon if you want to support directly, of which I'm still setting up at this moment. But by the time you see this episode, it'll probably be good. So we're chilling. Anyways,
it's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything is fine. It's all good. Nothing is planned here. I still have more episodes to edit after this, but it's okay. But thank you guys, everybody, so much for what did I say? Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good day. Have a good day.
Bye.
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 Goodbye.